All right. Thank you very much for being my guest today. Okay, for joining me. Today, I'm going to show you a very simple system, how you can make money, how you can have your money grow on a weekly basis without giving your money to anybody, right? Without any technical skill. So I'm going to show you how you can be part of a system where you can make a lot of profit without any technical work. What's interesting about this is that it's fully non-custodian, right? Which means that there's never a time we'll ask you to give us your money. Your money will always be in your control. Money will always be in your custody. Now, for best practice, all right, ethically, anytime we present a financial service like this, we must have a disclaimer, which is on the screen. You can take your time to pause this video and read through it carefully so that you are guided. What really inspired us to look at this? All right. These were some of the problems, but not all of the problems, but these were some of the fundamental problems, right? Number one is fraud, right? I mean, most people between the age of maybe 20 and 50 or 60 in the last 20 years or 2 decades must have had a direct experience or indirect experience from a close one, a relative. Oh, there's an investment platform here and all of that. They'll come up in different ways. They'll tell you into real estate, some say Forex, or say crypto, they all say sort of thing. They'll say into gaming and the likes. All right. But in all of this, they'll have one language in common. They have one language in common. What's the language? Give me your money. Okay. They'll say, oh, give us your money. When you give us your money, all right, on a weekly basis or a daily basis or a monthly basis, we'll give you XYZ. All right. That's it. It's a fully custodian system. And remember that when your money gets out of your hand to their hand, you've lost control completely. Right. And what happens? Stories, some situations, you're going to hear things like, oh, people can't log into their back office. They'll tell you, oh, the site is having maintenance and all of those different stories. So that's the first thing that inspired us to look at this carefully. Number two was scarcity. Yes, we cannot say for a fact that there are no genuine platforms out there, but there are quite few, right? Like the banks and the other mutual funds, treasury bills, just name them, right? But however, most of these plans or most of these credible platforms were designed, all right, with just the elites in mind, all right? So number one, the returns are not that appealing. So that means the little guy, the guy at lower class or trying to transit to the middle class, all right, do not find it interesting. And what that happens is that indirectly, okay, that person is being discouraged, all right, from investing smartly. And truth about it is that if you don't have your money working for you, inflation will kill it, right? Today, the inflation in Nigeria is about 17% annually. It simply means that if you have 100 naira in your account January 1st, by December, your 100 naira will be worth about 82 naira or 83 naira, all right? So what it means is that your 100 naira purchasing power has dropped by 17%. So it simply means that if you want to stay afloat by December, okay, you will need about 117 naira to purchase what you could buy earlier on with 100 naira. All right. So it doesn't really make sense to save money. Okay. But at the same time, saving money becomes a better option when you don't want to risk by, investing into wrong hands. Okay. So that's two. Number three, it's most of these credible platforms are unfriendly with their terms and conditions. Number one, conditions like, oh, you have to lock the money with us for a period of time, fixed deposit or whatever. And if you're breaking it, there's a penalty. All right. Or someone comes up with different clauses, all right, that do not favor the investor. All right. So looking at all of this, we decided to create, I call it a magic, okay, which is called FormulaZero. FormulaZero. And in FormulaZero, we want to give you an opportunity to profit with peace of mind. All right. And how have we done this? FormulaZero is an innovative, open financial service. It's innovative, it's open financial service that gives you complete control. It's a non-custodian solution over your money while generating significant profit consistently with minimal risk. So 3 things you must note here. Number one, it's non-custodian. You are always in control of your money. You are always in possession of your money. You don't give FormulaZero your money. Number two is that FormulaZero has got a strategy all right, to help you generate significant profits consistently. The word there is not doing it one time. The word there is doing it again and again and again. That's where true worth comes in. All right. So with minimal risk, all right, and that is where we are flying with. Now, just to show you that we know exactly what we're doing, just this year, 2023, from January to April, we are in May. So I only captured from January to April. If you had set up a portfolio with FormulaZero, all right, by now, the hybrid portfolio management, you would have doubled your portfolio value, all right? It's done about 99.95%. And that is quite very, very interesting and very, very appealing, right? So you just imagine, okay, the $1,000 would be something close to $2,000 right now. $10,000 would be something close to $20,000 right now. $100,000 would be something close to $200,000. And the good thing about this is that this, number one, no entry or exiting fee. So you don't have to pay to take advantage of the FormulaZero service to get in, or you want to exit. Number two is that it's non-custodian. It means that you have 100% control of your money at all time, not us. We'll never have access to your money. All right. Number three is that there are no lock-in period, meaning that you can opt in and opt out of the service at any time without penalties. Now, this is what I always tell people. I said, you can take advantage of FormulaZero service, and within the first 48 hours, if you don't make profits, opt out. I'm very serious about it. I can tell you for a fact. You join the FormulaZero service, and within the first 48 hours. So today, for example, is for Thursday. All right. So if I'm joining FormulaZero service on Thursday, by Friday and Monday, if by Monday evening I've not made profit, I've not seen my capital grow. All right. Forget about it. Opt out of the service. All right. And the good thing about the no lock-in period is that I can withdraw my entire profit and my capital, at any point in time. I'm seeing it happen. Right, real-time story. Today, Mr. Abbey was amazed. One of his friends invited to take advantage of the service. Actually, she started with, I think, $2,000 or thereabout, and in about 9 days now, it's about $2,160 something dollars. Okay, $66. Earlier on the day, it was about 2,158, and before afternoon thereabout, it saw growth, and it's real money. All right, his money is growing while it's in custody, and that's user can withdraw real time, the entire capital, profits, everything together. There are no rules. They're flexible. Why? Because you might need money for anything. So why do you have to be in a system where you are restricted? So that's why one of the biggest edge of FormulaZero is flexibility. That's one of our biggest value, flexibility. We want to give flexibility to people. Number four is safe. All right, then someone asked me, okay, if you guys don't have access to the money, how come it grows? Well, what happens is that we partner only a book regulated and licensed escrow service. So there's an escrow service, all right, that comes in the picture that you can work with. So you work with the escrow service that is licensed, that's regulated locally and globally. All right. It's like working with your bank. It's like depositing money in your bank. You are confident I'm depositing money in my bank. All right. So that's it. So what we do here is that with FormulaZero, we're doing we work with our investment portfolio, and whatever we're doing on our investment portfolio, the escrow service would duplicate what we're doing. So in reality, like this month, okay, our portfolio has grown by almost 8.7% this month in the last 9 days of the month. It means that everyone who has been following our investment portfolio, his portfolio would have also grown by about 8.4%. All right. So for us to do this, we were very, very meticulous and particular about the escrow service we use. So for us, our services are not available for any kind of escrow service. We look out for well-structured, regulated, and licensed escrow service that runs what they call a segregated account. All right. Then, of course, number five is that we have better returns. Honestly, we do. When you compare apples to the options out there, we have better returns, very better results. And we don't just have better returns for today. It's long-term, getting it again and again repeatedly. You can imagine what can you say about this? It's quite aggressive. but it's genuine. And this is with minimal risk, guys, with minimal risk. All right. Now, lastly, is that you can set your minimum protection. All right. Well, this feature protects you from losing more than a certain amount of your capital. So there is an insurance on a certain amount of your capital that no matter what happens, that certain amount, all right, is forever and ever secured. The purpose of this is that you can never lose more than what you are comfortable with, all right? So that brings some sort of peace of mind, okay, and brings some sort of comfort to you. Now, so how does it work? There are two things you need to know about how FormulaZero helps you grow your money without them collecting your money, all right? Number one is a non-custodian fund management. So what we do here is that we work with the escrow service. The escrow service is a broker. Okay, there's a technology called the MAM, which is the multi-account manager, or the PAM, which is the percentage allocation management module. So what happens here is that the technology allows you, all right, to mirror or to duplicate whatever we're doing, whatever we're doing with our portfolio. So as our portfolio is growing in real time, because we are the professionals, we know exactly what to do with the markets, all right? As our portfolio is growing in real time, your portfolio is growing without any technical work, without you monitoring anything, without you clicking a button, without you, reading anything or complex algorithms. You don't need all of that. We take all the hard work, all right, and we're doing it. We're doing it very well successfully. Number two is our style of trading. Our style of investment is a combination of both automation and manual. Now, this allows us to take advantage of market inefficiencies and execute trades faster and more efficiently than would be possible with just manual trading alone. So that is why our level of accuracy and this kind of results we have, okay, it's quite very challenging, all right? And I can tell you for a fact that we have been able to challenge traditional finance results without breaking traditional rules. Yeah, I can say that again. With our strategy, with our hybrid strategy, we have been able to challenge traditional financial results, all right? What the banks will struggle to get, we can be able to get it without breaking any traditional rule. And that's the ingenuity of our system. And that is why we say FormulaZero is an open, innovative financial service that anyone could plug into and start seeing the power of the system. What we're offering you today is a hybrid portfolio management system. All right, it's hybrid because it's a combination of both conservative and aggressive approach. All right, our conservative model is designed for HNIs, those elites. It's usually between 2 to 5% portfolio growth a month. That is our soft target. And our aggressive is between 15 to 30% a month. And that is our hard cap on that. So what we did here is that we said, let us blend both the conservative and the aggressive approach together and come up with a solution, all right, that can be both useful, all right, to the HNIs, the high net worth individual, and the little guy. And that's where the hybrid portfolio management came out to be, all right? So this is a breakthrough innovation, and it's actually challenging the status quo, and I'm super excited to be part of this. Now, in the hybrid portfolio, there are three things you need to know. Number one is that you have 70% protection on your deposit. Okay, you have a minimum of 70% protection on your deposit. Since we launched this hybrid portfolio, nobody has lost money. Nobody has lost money. Nobody has lost money. Nobody has lost money. And their money is in their custody. Number two is that with this hybrid portfolio, all right, we have a projected monthly growth of up to 20%. Some months it could be lower, some months it could be better. All right, but on an average in a year on year, it should be between 20%. And with compounding, all right, now let me touch base on compounding, for example. All right, if you, for example, you start your portfolio in January, okay, you allow your portfolio to run. Let's say you start a portfolio with 10,000. Truly compounding, and with this average monthly growth of 20%, by the end of the year, your $10,000 should not be anything less than maybe $25,000 to $35,000. Yeah, you heard me right. Should be in the neighborhood of $25,000 to $35,000, if not $40,000. And this is possible because it's simply because of compounding. Okay, remember that compounding is the, I think, the eighth wonder of the word in finance. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So when you do this month on month with our compounding strategy, and we are still running this with minimal risk, and that's why those who just joined on board this month would notice that from next week, which is like about the third week of the month, they're going to be seeing more capital appreciation, because why? By then would have kicked in the compounding, okay, of the system. Now, the last thing you need to know about the hybrid portfolio is that there's a minimum entry of $1,000. Honestly, it was about $10,000 to get on this hybrid. All right, but right now we're giving people an opportunity to come and have a taste of this at the minimum level of $1,000. So at some point in time, it's going to go back to $10,000. All right, at some point in time. All right, so whatever you want to do, you need to take advantage of this and start having a feel of the power of the system. Like I said it 1,000 times. If in 48 hours you don't make profit, opt out. And that's it. I'll say it 1,000 times again. If in 48 hours you don't make profit, opt out, no problem. That's why we say there's no lock-in period yet. Or no lock-in period, it's non-custodian. At every point in time, you've got access to your funds. It's in your fund, it's your fund, and we don't have access to it. All we do is we use the technology to mirror our own investment strategy. And that's exactly how it works. So this is what you need to know about. All right, we don't charge you. All right, it's free. You only pay us when you profit. If we don't make you profit, we go broke, we go hungry. So you only pay us when you profit. And we charge a 35% performance fee of the profit we make you month to month. So for example, if we make you $10,000 profit in this month, we take 35% of that. And so how do we access 35%? Once again, the escrow service will be the one to deduct the 35% from your account, not us. We don't have access to your money. It's the escrow service, because the escrow service is aware of our partnership agreement, our partnership relationship with you. And that's it. So you keep 35% of the 65% of your profit, while we take 35%. And this is quite very fair. You know why? Because you're going to be generating this amount of profit month on month, all right, with no technical work, all right, involved, with no waking up to the traffic, all right, without any staff, all right, without you buying or selling anything, all right. You're just going to see your profit grow from month on month, all right. Now, easy steps to profit. What are the steps to get started? This is what you need to know about everything I've said right now. The 3 steps is this. Number 1, you set up an account with one of these escrow service, which is the broker, okay? The brokers we use, all right? And these are open brokers. These are global brokers, all right? We are using, currently we use one broker called Equity. Okay, we're onboarding another broker very soon, next week. All right, so you can make an option, a choice from many of them that suits you. Now, when you set up an account with them, all right, you must do a KYC with them, which is also known as Know Your Customer. And the most important part of it is that for you to use our service, you must sign a consent of what they call an LPOA, limited power of attorney. What you're saying there is that you're instructing the broker, the escrow service, that, hey, listen, guys, please, this is an agreement, this is my consent saying that mirror the investment strategy of FormulaZero on my portfolio. And that is what the LPO do. It gives us a legal, the legal backing to do that. Number 2, okay, you are also instructing the escrow service that every other month, 35% of the profit, you can deduct 35% from my account and give to FormulaZero, 35% of profit, not capital. Like I say, you only pay us when you profit. So that is that's the power. Okay, that's what gives power to the escrow service to make a deduction from your account. Now, once you have done that and you sign up, that's all. It's a one-time process. The next process, step 2, you fund. And you can fund with any kind of currency. Depends on anywhere you're in the world. Provided you have that escrow service live there, there are people are funded from different parts of the world. All right, and you can fund different currencies. If you're in Nigeria, you can fund with local currency like Naira, or you can fund with your USD, US dollars. Okay, there are ways to go about that. And lastly, you can fund with crypto, which is USDT. But please note that the form you use in funding your account, the payment method you use in funding your account, is the same payment method you use in your withdrawal of both your capital and your profit. So it means that if I fund in US dollars, all right, when I'm making a withdrawal, I will get it back in US dollars. And same thing happens to any other currency I choose to use. And of course, the last part, which everybody likes, which you want to hear, which is the reason why you want to look at FormulaZero again, is to sit down, take a juice, and cross your legs, relax, and enjoy profit. That's the power of the innovation we're showing to you today. Now, this is where I'm going to end, and this is my last slide. And what are the likely concerns? Okay, everything may sound so good, so good. So what are the concerns? Well, I think we've been able to highlight 4 major concerns about our system that we want you to be aware of. Number 1 is partnership failure between FormulaZero and the broker, which is the escrow service. So if that happens, what happened? Your money is not lost. You have access to your money. You just move to another of our broker service or any of our escrow service, and that's it. It's just like you moving from WhatsApp to Telegram. That's simple. Or moving from one WhatsApp group to another WhatsApp group. That's simple. All right. Then number 2, what if there's a change in government policy or regulation? All we have to do is stay compliant. At the moment, we are not breaking any rule because we are non-custodian. We don't keep people's money. Number 3 is that there are no locking periods. We don't lock in people's money. All right. There are no entry or exit fee. We're not breaking any rule. As a matter of fact, we're fully compliant with our model. Number 3, what if there's a bankruptcy of the escrow service? Well, there are possibilities like that. But listen, that is why we as FormulaZero, we take our time to only put our services in licensed and regulated brokers. That is escrow service. All right. Why? It's because these brokers have what they call a segregated account. The segregated account protects customer funds, prevents the escrow service to have access to use the broker, the customer's fund. All right, because they are always regulated and audited from time to time. So with this, with the segregated account, we are good to go. We can close our eyes and we know for a fact that yes, there's some level of security, there's a high level of safety here in the system. And lastly, what if there's bad trading performance for FormulaZero? Well, I doubt if that will ever happen, but let's say what if it happens? It's like you bought an aircraft and they say, well, there's a safety jacket there. We're not saying we're going to crash, but should we crash? What happens? Now, that is why we have the protection policy. All right. The protection policy is there to protect, to give you minimum protection on a certain amount of your capital. And that amount of your capital, that nothing ever, irrespective of how bad our performance is, 70% of your capital is secured. It's secure. That is sealed and delivered. All right. So that's about it. And I think this is very, very good. And I want to say thank you very much for being my guest. All right. And listening to this is really, really very powerful. And you can take advantage of it from right now. Now, what are the steps? What I tell people truly is this. All right. I said, when yes systems like this, all right, get in and try it. Like I tell people, first 48 hours, if you don't see profit, you opt out. It's that simple. Opting out is no more than you click a button. And when you click a button, it will just disconnect you from our service in the escrow service. And you just click, boom, withdraw your money back to your account from the escrow service. No human interference. You don't need to call anybody. You don't need to send any email to anybody. You don't have to do nothing. Just click and the system responds to you. Now, there's something I want to tell you for those that want to monetize their network, all right, the part 2 of it. You can become an introducing broker, okay, with FormulaZero opportunity where you can earn true repeated income. So you invite your friends, okay, you invite anybody, okay, take advantage of our service, all right. Every time we make profit, we're making profit, all right, you get 10% of that profit. Where do you get that 10% from? Well, from the 35% performance fee, we give 10% to you, we take 25%, all right. That is where the 10% is coming from. So this is not in any way, there are no tricks here, there are nothing hidden here. The system is so easy and open. Now, this 10% can be very big. You know why? Just think about it, guys. All right. Think about how, successful, your organization, you can build up, and the system like this that work. Usually what happens when people try it, they see it works, they usually tend to add more money. The top up is just natural, or they tell people about it. All right. And maybe at some point, let's say in a month, all right, we are able to generate your entire customer base $1 million profit. You're going to get 10% of that, which is about $100,000. Even if we generate just $100,000 profit for your entire customer base, that's $10,000 for you. And remember that this is a truly repeated income. You know why? Because most times what we are seeing is that most people who come in on this system, they end up maybe topping up, or even when they make a withdrawal, they just want to ensure that their money is always working for them. So that means that's your income, all right? Your profit income as an introducing broker, it comes every single month. So if you commit right now to speak about it, you commit right now to tell people about it, you are actually sharing value. You're sharing value. you as a person, you're not at any form of risk at all, because what you're selling is safe, what you're selling is value, and what you're selling is really, really very powerful. But please note that you get 7% if your total portfolio is below 100,000. I mean, your total customer portfolio is below 100,000, and you get 10% if your portfolio is above 100,000. So with this, I would like to say thank you very much for being part of this, and we're excited to have you on board. And remember that while it might seem impossible, somebody else is doing it, and I must tell you for a fact that we are doing it in FormulaZero, and we're 100% sure that in a short time from today, FormulaZero will be a household name. We can't wait to have you on board. Thank you very much, and God bless. Over to you, Mr. Badro. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ijoke. Next, the head of service, FormulaZero. Thank you very much for a very wonderful presentation as usual. I love listening to you all the time, and I believe that a lot of people too